Yeah, well, first of all, let me just say to my fellow panelist, Doug Collins, I'm mad at you for bringing up the Waffle House in your answer. It's too early in the morning, and now I'm just dreaming of a pecan waffle. Thanks, Doug. But on a serious note, I think there's several things in there. We didn't hear enough about China, Maria, as you pointed out. When the president talked about China, it was to say all the things that he had done aggressively against China. But we know, especially as it relates to fentanyl, as Doug just brought up, that the number one thing coming into this country that's killing our young people is fentanyl. And what did the Secretary of State do? He went to China. He talked to them about it. I believe they established a subcommittee on it, and so that's as far as we've gotten. I also thought this whole crime section just showed where Joe Biden is weakest to me, and that's on empathy. He doesn't understand that in major cities, women are now worried about going on a jog, going on a run for themselves. And let me also say that there is a part of the speech that we felt, that Jewish Americans felt like was missing last night, and that was any talk about the rampant anti-Semitism and violence towards Jewish Americans in this country. You know, you just had in Los Angeles a Jewish doctor that was killed outside of his practice every day, and even The Atlantic wrote a detailed piece about it this week. And The Atlantic is certainly not a conservative-leaning publication, Maria, but it talked about sort of the end of the golden age of Jews feeling safe in America, which is really sad. And so while the president did talk about Israel, he didn't talk about the worst anti-Semitism that Jews have faced in American history is happening on his watch. So I just thought it showed not only, just sort of, it was like disillusioned, right? That it was sort of like, oh no, everything's wonderful. I thought most of the speech, especially the part of the speech on crime, showed just a total lack of empathy for what people in major cities are worried about, what people in sanctuary cities are worried about. So you can yell and scream at the TV and yell and scream at Republicans in the chamber as much as you want. But I think it's important for us to note going into this election that this is the tactic of the campaign. We're going to scare people about guns, scare people about abortion, scare people about January 6th. They don't really have anything to run on, so it's a bunch of scare tactics.